Greetings everyone, welcome to ProofWLSWorks. This is Aisha, your Tuesday vlogger, and we are covering eating habits this week. So share 3 good eating habits, share 3 poor eating habits. Are you working on one of the poor habits? What does that mean for you? And what worked to help you create the 3 good habits? So I will talk about the 3 good habits and what worked to help me create the 3 good habits. I would have to say that my #1 good eating habit post weight loss surgery is my 100% commitment to a protein shake and vitamins every single morning. It literally is the thing that sets the tone, in that I'm reminded that I am a bariatric patient, because never in the history of my life did I start my day with any kind of shake, any kind of smoothie. I've never been a juicer, and having this as my start of my day just helps me find my pace, you know. What worked to help me create that particular habit was something I learned from my support group leader when I was attending support group well before surgery. And I thought, you know, that's a good idea. And cut to, you know, last year at some point I heard someone saying that Dr. Oz said that we should have a protein shake first thing in the morning because it boosts the metabolism. And I thought, you know, well, maybe that's what helped me lose that weight so fast, 181 pounds in 12 months. And it's just been, you know, that habit that just stands out to me as the most significant in my journey. And then I would have to say my next good eating habit is not eating and drinking. That is certainly something that was just pounded through every pre-weight loss surgery class, every support group I've ever been to. And, you know, I recall my mom all my life, I was going to say she hated that we ate and drank, but she didn't hate that we ate and drank. She just always discouraged it. And to this day, she still doesn't eat and drink. And, you know, it's just that thing that it's like, it does make sense that we don't eat and drink. And even more so now, I totally understand that, you know, pushing the food through too fast, it doesn't give proper digestion, and so on and so forth. And so what worked to help me create that habit is just one of the rules of having bariatric surgery. There should be time lapse between eating and drinking. And the 3rd good eating habit, my ability now to walk away from something desirable, something that perhaps I only wanted a taste of it, or I knew that, you know, sort of buying something, going into it, committed to only eating half of it or a fourth of it. I did a video on Grill and Be Gone, and I talked about a food item that I bought, and I gave it to the cashier and let her throw it away, and it sort of started a chain of events. But I really worked on that habit, and I call it the throwaway. And with that habit, it also deters me from buying certain things, because ultimately I know I'm going to throw it away. And so I like that eating habit now, because I am set in motion that if it's something that I want, but I only want a little, or I only need a little of it, I don't want to bring it home or get it in my car and those kinds of things, I'm committed to throwing it away. So let's go on to the poor eating habits. Share 3 poor eating habits. My first poor eating habit that stands out and is still disturbing to me to this day is the fact that I eat too fast. I have yet to gain 100% control on how fast I eat. And I giggle when I say that because I, think that many of us can identify with eating too fast. It was all I knew, pre-op. You gobble down, you eat, you go, you get it done. And, I look down sometimes at my little bitty bowl and I'm like, well, everything is gone because I ate too fast, right? And so the next one would be taking too big bites. So in the losing phase, I had baby spoons, and I would eat my yogurt and things of that nature with a baby spoon so that I would slow down, that I would take, tiny bites. And, I have to say that, full disclosure, I do slow down at times. And I was chuckling recently because, I had food in front of me, and with denser protein, I know I have to chew, chew, chew. And I'm thinking, I know I want all this food, so I have to chew it, like get it down to water, and so I can chew it and get it all in. And so that helps me, get the food down to like liquid, chewing it a bazillion times. And, that helps me slow down, having to chew, having to concentrate. So, I do practice slowing down by putting the fork down, by looking at what's on the plate and knowing that, like I said, denser protein has to be chewed and things of that nature. So taking too big bites, eating too fast. This third one, it sort of hit me this past week. And then when the question came through for proof, I thought, odd timing. I have this bad eating habit. To me, is bad in that it's an old habit, and it is believing that I have to have something sweet after I've eaten whatever meal it is. And I thought, that seems like what I used to do in the past. And today's sweet thing is totally different than what it used to be. But I don't know, I'm weighing how I feel about that, because it's not impacting my weight, and I'm not, having outrageous things that are sweet. It could be, one of the 100-calorie fruit-flavored yogurts, or sugar-free dark chocolate, or chocolate, whatever it is. It's still that mentality that's saying, I need something sweet after I eat. So that's a poor eating habit, I think, because it reminds me of the past. But I'm measuring it because, like I said, it's not impacting my my weight and how I'm functioning, and it doesn't make me feel bad. It's just a habit that I didn't necessarily know I would fall back into. So, are you working on one of the poor habits? I think I kind of touched on that. I am working on slowing down. I do a lot better because I am conscious of it, but it is still certainly a work in progress, and I am 27 months post-op. But it is certainly better than it was. And again, looking down at my plate and determining, chew, chew, chew. So anyway, that's the short story on where I stand with eating habits this Tuesday. And again, this is Aisha for Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. And you guys have yourselves a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.